And are we going to see, and when are we going to see him back?
They got a little legal issue. As soon as they get through the courts, they'll settle.
The boxing world has been abuzz with developments surrounding Gervonta Tank Davis and his highly anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach Jr., a fight that was meant to settle the score after their controversial majority draw on March 1, 2025, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. However, recent events have thrown the rematch into uncertainty, with legal issues complicating Davis's ability to step back into the ring. The situation has sparked widespread discussion among fans, fighters, and promoters, leaving many to wonder when or if Davis will return to the sport and whether the rematch with Roach will ever materialize. The saga began with the first fight between Davis and Roach, a 12-round WBA lightweight title bout that ended in a majority draw, a result that shocked many in the boxing community. Davis, the undefeated WBA lightweight champion with a record of 30-0-1 and 28 knockouts, was heavily favored going into the fight. Roach, the WBA super featherweight champion with a record of 25-1-2 and 10 knockouts, was seen as a significant underdog, having moved up in weight to challenge Davis. The fight was a gritty, competitive affair, with Roach pushing Davis to his limits in a way few opponents have. The controversy centered on the 9th round, when Davis took a knee after a jab from Roach landed near his eye. Davis later claimed that hair grease from a recent styling session had gotten into his eye, causing discomfort. Referee Steve Willis did not count the knee as a knockdown, a decision that sparked outrage among fans and fighters alike, as a knockdown ruling could have resulted in a 10-8 round for Roach, potentially swinging the fight in his favor. The New York State Athletic Commission NYSAC later reviewed the incident and acknowledged that the referee erred in not counting the knee as a knockdown, but upheld the draw, arguing that the final rounds would have unfolded differently had the correct call been made. The draw left both fighters and their teams eager for a rematch, which was contractually obligated due to a clause in their fight agreement. Initially, the rematch was targeted for June 21, 2025 in Las Vegas, but Davis reportedly requested more time to prepare, pushing the date to August 16, 2025. Premier Boxing Champions PBC, the promotional outfit behind the event, worked to finalize the details, but complications arose when Davis was arrested on July 11, 2025, in Miami Beach for an alleged misdemeanor assault on his ex-girlfriend, the mother of 2 of his children, on June 15, 2025. This legal issue added to Davis's history of run-ins with the law, which includes a 2020 domestic violence charge, a 2022 accusation that was later withdrawn, and a 2023 guilty plea related to a 2020 traffic accident in Baltimore that resulted in 90 days of house arrest and community service. The latest arrest raised immediate concerns about the feasibility of the August 16th rematch, as Davis's legal troubles could delay or derail his ability to fight. As news of the arrest spread, speculation about the rematch's status intensified. Lamont Roach, nicknamed the Reaper, initially insisted that the fight was still on, stating on social media that Davis had already bonded out of jail and that the August 16th date remained intact. However, reports soon surfaced that Davis had not signed the contract for the rematch, fueling rumors that he might be hesitant to face Roach again. Boxing insider Rick Glazer posted on X that the rematch was off the calendar, suggesting that Davis was avoiding the fight due to Roach's toughness in their first encounter. Roach himself hinted at this possibility, stating in an interview that while he didn't believe Davis was afraid of him as a person, he might be wary of the risk of losing. Roach's comments reflected his confidence and frustration, as he had already begun training for the rematch and was eager to settle the score. PBC, meanwhile, attempted to salvage the event by exploring alternative dates of August 23rd or August 30th, 2025 in Las Vegas. However, these efforts were complicated by Davis's ongoing legal proceedings, with a key court hearing scheduled for late July 2025. Reports indicated that Davis had stopped training for approximately 3 weeks prior to his arrest, raising questions about his physical and mental readiness for the fight. The uncertainty prompted discussions about whether Davis's legal issues could have a long-term impact on his career, with some in the boxing community speculating about the possibility of retirement. Davis had previously hinted that 2025 might be his final year in the sport, planning to fight 2 or 3 more times before hanging up his gloves. However, with his latest legal troubles, even those plans seemed increasingly uncertain. The boxing community's reaction to Davis's situation has been mixed. Some, like legendary promoter Oscar de la Hoya, expressed disappointment, urging Davis to get his stuff together and emphasizing that allegations of domestic violence, if proven true, could jeopardize his career. De La Hoya, speaking to Fight Hub TV on July 12, 2025, acknowledged Davis's talent, calling him a great fighter and one of his favorites, but stressed the seriousness of the allegations. Others, like Bill Haney, father of boxer Devin Haney, came to Davis's defense, framing his legal issues as part of a broader pattern affecting young black athletes. Haney argued that the focus should be on supporting Davis and his family to resolve the situation and return him to his status as a boxing superstar. These contrasting perspectives highlight the complexity of Davis's situation, balancing his undeniable talent with the recurring legal challenges that have plagued his career. For Lamont Roach, the uncertainty surrounding the rematch has been a source of frustration, but also an opportunity to assert his place in the lightweight division. Roach has been vocal about his belief that he deserved the victory in their first fight, pointing to the controversial non-knockdown call as a pivotal moment. He has expressed a desire to be more aggressive and physical in the rematch, vowing to train harder and leave no doubt about the outcome. Roach's performance in the first fight earned him significant respect, as he not only withstood Davis's power, but also landed effective counters, particularly with his right hand, that left Davis visibly shaken. Despite being ranked number 4 among junior lightweight contenders by the boxing world has been abuzz with developments surrounding Gervonta Tank Davis and his highly anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach Jr., a fight that was meant to settle the score after their controversial majority draw on March 1, 2025, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. However, recent events have thrown the rematch into uncertainty, with legal issues complicating Davis's ability to step back into the ring. The situation has sparked widespread discussion among fans, fighters, and promoters, leaving many to wonder when or if Davis will return to the sport and whether the rematch with Roach will ever materialize. The saga